What have you learnt from your audience feedback? Before making the trailer, we needed to establish who our thriller film was aimed at. We discovered that our target audience is from the ages of 15 to 24 years old. We researched this by using IMDb, which allowed us to check the database for films similar of our genre. From looking at the data graphs, we established that the young adults and teenagers were most likely to have an interest in the genre theme. However, we also discovered the common ages of 30 years old and 50 years old also enjoyed watching the genre of films. Therefore, this became our secondary audience, and 15 to 24 years old became our primary audience. This allowed us to focus the film on this specific age range and allowed us to appeal the film towards them. Looking at the graphs of the most frequent viewers, as they were fairly of a young generation, appealed to them by creating a plot that is family orientated and has a storyline that may be relatable to them. Additionally, as the characters within the film are rather young, this may appeal to them more, as the primary audiences are also of the same age. However, this may also appeal to our secondary audiences as well, as they could also be family orientated and have similar concerns as the two mothers in the film would. Therefore, our film appeals to our primary and secondary audiences as they both can relate to the storyline due to the family orientation they have, making them feel relatable towards the storyline and the plot. Before the construction of our trailer, not only using IMDb but also using a Facebook page, we asked various questions to our primary and secondary audiences. For instance, we asked questions such as what makes you want to see a trailer more? The music, the fast-paced or slow-paced editing? Does this make your heart race? Are you excited by this? Would this want to make you go and see the film? This gave us a massive understanding of what our audiences wanted, and it allowed us to gather feedback of what they would want to see in a trailer. When researching what the audiences favour, I also created a viewer's profile whereby I interviewed an 18-year-old asking them questions about thrillers. This benefited us massively, as again we got an understanding of what our audiences wanted to see in a horror or thriller film. We took on board the information that the target audiences provided us with. They said mostly that the music in trailers and thrillers really creates suspense, and as it is so dramatic and filled with enigma, they are intrigued to watch more. We took this on board and tried to develop this into our trailer. In addition, I also looked at different thriller and horror film reviews. I gathered a very well-known thriller films such as The Gift, Prisoners, and Gone Girl. All of these various feedback reviews allowed us to take on board what audiences really liked or disliked about these films. All three of these films had in common from the viewers that they had mind-blowing plots that created enigma and suspense throughout the whole of the film, which made them wanted to watch it more. We then took on board this feedback from these film reviews and decided that overall, audiences of thriller and horror films really enjoyed the suspense and tension throughout and thriller movies. However, during the making of our trailer, we gathered audience feedback from the teachers and peers. Both primary and secondary audiences, they constantly gave us input and helped us develop our media products. For example, our peers suggested it may be better to change the mellow music and add dramatic tone with more of aggression at the end. We then found another soundtrack to fit the end of the trailer, which was more upbeat and matched the intertitles. However, we also kept the happy mellow music at the beginning to create an idea of vibe. We took this critique on board and did in fact have a much more powerful ending, which would have gained hype for our film and gained more viewers. Lastly, after the creation of our media products, we gathered audience feedback from teenage girls ages of 16 to 18. They watched our trailer and analysed our magazine cover and film poster. The common what went wells of our trailer feedback was that there was good angles and shot types. For example, the long shot of one of the characters following the other character with the sun created suspense and an enigma for the audiences. Also, the intertitles really did create effect with the time management of the music beat. They said it was very dramatic and did create tension towards the end of the film, also fitting in to the codes and conventions of leaving the audiences on a cliffhanger. However, some feedback said that we needed to portray the plot more, as at times it was very confusing. Receiving this feedback has really helped us understand where and we could make improvements for. This has helped me learn that maybe we need to portray the characters more and maybe create more of a narrative for audiences to understand what is happening during the trailer. This will then entice them to come and see the film as they are left on a cliffhanger. As for our magazine cover, the feedback we received was overall very good. Our audiences liked the fact that we stuck to an abstract theme and had the strange style of Little White Lies. They said that the illustration and the image used for the magazine cover did really match and give an insight as to what the film was about. However, they pointed out that the title of the film, Mine, could have been placed in the windows next to the title. This could have created more of a mystery for the audiences and maybe have fit in with the codes and conventions of Little White Lies magazine. From reading the feedback about the poster, they agreed it would be more appealing to the eye if there was less writing, as it covers up the amount of the photo, although they commented on how significant the lighting on the image was, as it focused on the protagonist, the one boy. From receiving this feedback after the construction of our media products has benefited me, as now I know and have realised what we could have done to create an even better film trailer, poster and magazine cover. Overall, looking at audience feedback from the before, during and after stages has helped me improve the products, but has also helped us develop our media products, trailer, magazine cover and film poster to the best of our abilities, and has also benefited us for the future, as we now know that feedback is very important when constructing media.